Hey, whack people. This is the OCT, Octavius Hay, and I want to thank you for tuning in to our page today. We greatly appreciate it. If you are listening to the podcast, you can also find it on PODBEAN. The link will be in the description. And if you listen to our music, you can also listen on SoundCloud and DatPiff. Both links will be in the description also. And as always, please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so you're informed every time we drop new content. Now enjoy this whack wisdom. I am whacking off.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Cold.
You're on for kind of some pop-ish, and like you got memed up by the Catholic choir. Watch me whip, watch me nay nay. You got memed up like that. That's just another hit, man. You're like a kid's bop kid. You know, like, you're not a kid, but that's part of the thing. Kind of being stuck in that now. You can't get out of that. You know, being unable to redefine yourself and being stuck in that 2015 self, and it's all everybody sees you as. I do think this played a part.
Well, I think that it plays a part too. I think that the music industry. Well, first let me say this. I think that everybody's responsible for their own actions. So regardless of how his career turned out or how the music industry did him, I think that everybody's responsible for their own action. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to hurt somebody else. If that was it, if his music industry dealings messed with his psyche. But on the side from that, I think that it's messed up how the music industry, doesn't really prepare you for about to get all this money and fame. Just throws you out there. You're pretty much able to do whatever you want to, and then if you don't perform for them, they just cut ties with you, and you got all that taken from you, and it can be very alluring and addictive, seductive to be that person, and if you don't have it, you want it back like a drug, and so you become a fiend for that. And when it's just like, okay, you're done, you're not doing anything for me, shut out. Now you see that a lot with rappers who were big and they had all these features from all these people who were around, and if their numbers don't get big, they start not only the record labels but the other artists, you don't see them with them no more. I look at somebody like B.O.B. He used to be around T.I. and all these.
He never got no Drake feature. He didn't get no feature like that to help him keep it going and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so
having that cosign helps sometimes. He never got that.
No, definitely. And so like I look at it like there is some fault as far as how you just dismiss people once their value to you goes, and now they have to deal with that, and they're humans, so they may not be able to deal with that, accept that. But no, I do think that ultimately, what he did was wrong, and he should take the responsibility, and there shouldn't be anybody trying to pass the buck on to somebody because he took it too far when he took somebody else's life. I don't know the exact specifics of it, but what happened, if it was like a self-defense thing or anything like that, but I guess if it was a self-defense thing, he wouldn't be arrested.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
When it hits, it hits. I tried it. That didn't hit for me. I think this is all that this is. Alright? A lot of people got mad. They tried it. It clearly didn't hit, alright, for them. The thing is, they're not Nigerian,
Exactly.
They didn't prepare it for Nigerian people. It might not have been the best chef or whatnot. There's just a lot of factors that go into things not hitting. You know what I mean? And they clearly didn't like it. There's no reason to be mad, right? For real.
Nah, definitely, man. This is the thing right here. Even if it was prepared by the best chef in the world, if they didn't like it, they didn't like it. You don't have to like something. I don't have to like any food. I've never been like, I don't even know how people's brain work this way. I've never been to like a Mexican or an Asian or any other type of Italian restaurant or eating that type of food from any place and been like, well, I can't say I don't like this because it's from a different ethnic background than I am. I don't even think like that. I'm gonna bite it if I like it. Straight play. If I like it, if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Like, what's this? She has to be like this proper. She ate the food. It's food she gotta eat. I don't have to like Nigerian food if I don't want to. That don't make me racist. That means I have a different taste than other people. That's it. God, people get mad over everything. People just want to be mad. And it's like, I'm not about to get into a political rant, but I'm just going to say this one thing. It's real issues in this world, and we mad about food? Come on now.
It'd been different if the chef was featured on a thing and they like, right. It would have been really disrespectful if they had the chef and I'm promoting your food, and then I'd be like, yo, this shit nasty type of deal. But they didn't even have it. I'm just trying this for the first time. This is a dish. And They just didn't like it, you know?
Exactly. And the thing is, like you said, if it was a chef or if you go to somebody's house and you eat and you like, then that's different. But if you just bought some food, you take it to your house, you're not even I don't even know I don't think she promoted where she got it from, but she just posted eating and she didn't like it.
Takeout, bro.
And she wanted to eat it. She was like excited. That the purpose of the video, like the dude was saying it, like you want to do this. She wanted to try it. She was open to liking it, but she just didn't like it. And people saying she said it tastes like dog food. She said she didn't. But even if she did, who cares? I've described terrible way. I've said food tastes like dirt. Food tastes like dog food, like throw up. Eat dog food. Come on, man.
I don't know what that tastes like, but come on, Joe.
Well, you know, people say it for the smell. Like that's how I go off of it. When I say something tastes like something I don't eat, I usually go off of it tastes like how that smells.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
There was a Jeep commercial that I know you like to hate on the maps and where the middle is. They actually talked about where the exact center of America is, and it's a place called Lebanon, Kansas.
I fucking told you Kansas was the middle of the goddamn. I told you.
I like the Jeep commercial for them pointing that out and even going there and pointing it. So
I feel validated by Jeep. I might give me a Jeep. I think I'm gonna get my next car gonna be a Jeep, man. They got me.
They in the middle. We still the Middle West, but they in the middle.
I told you. If you look at the map, Kansas is in the middle of the country, and they say.
I know, but anybody in Missouri will tell you there's Kansas City, Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, I'm talking about Kansas City. Like, I'm talking about Kansas
and
State.
There's people who don't know the difference. Kansas is just Kansas, and then there's our Kansas. You know what I'm saying? So this Kansas stuff's deep, man. People,
Okay.
you know.
All that being said, at the end of you can spin that however you want to, Mr. Republican E-Rob. But at the end of the day, Kansas, the state, is still the center of the United States. That's all I got to say. All that word vomit you just throw out at me right now, they're not going to distract me.
So cool Jeep commercial, man. Point that out. Shout out Lebanon, Kansas.
Shout out Lebanon, Kansas. Thank you. Thank you for existing.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
St. Louis is very own the Lunatics. They got their own little St. Lunatics Civil War going on. We got Nelly and Ali are having a back and forth about pretty much who's the grimier person between the two of them. So what's up, E? What you think about this? You're a St. Louis native. St. Lunatics is like y'all guys, and now it's beef. Come on, man. What's up?
Well, first off, this 20-year anniversary for Country Grammar, so I felt like something was gonna come out eventually, you know. And it's just the start of it, man. Of what's been brewing. Like Nelly doesn't talk much, I feel like, so having this interview and even having something to go off of, these questions have just been lingering, you know.
Yeah, but it's just funny because, you know, pretty much what I've seen, I think you watched more than me, or you have watched more than me. What I've seen is that Ali is pretty much saying that Nelly dissed the group, and Ali saying that he made a lot of sacrifices for the group, and when it was time for that to be brought back to him, it was like, nah, Nelly didn't want him to write for him anymore. He said he still was able to write for him, but it just seemed like a lot of pushback from Nelly. Now, Nelly's counter is that he actually lost a lot of money by doing things like including them in his tours and not signing a deal until he got them signed. So it's a lot of back and forth about, and he's saying like Ali wasn't really there a lot and stuff like that. So it's a lot of back and forth about exactly who was the worst person and who did and who really helped the group ultimately overall. My question is, E, who do you believe, man? Let's just take it there. We might as well take it in.
Two sides, man. All right, but Ali has been because I went back and watched more of this interview. All right, and he was like, Ali's been in and out of the group a lot, and it's all if it's Nelly me getting signed as Nelly. It'd be Nelly in the St. Lunatics. It was always me felt like he was carrying. So, and even when we talk about some of these group things, it always gets singled out to who do we really like? Who is, to be honest, that's when we always use the example, but it always would get singled out. And he was saying people wasn't holding their own because he was doing solo albums. And it's like it came time to do some solo albums, and they didn't do it. Where's Ali's solo album? Only other person was Murphy Lee was coming out with some stuff. So it's just a lot of just grime. I feel like that's just been it's coming to the light now, you know.
Well, you said there's always two sides to a story. You know, I don't always believe it because sometimes one side is lying.
One truth, right?
There's one truth. Yeah, I guess you said there's different sides, but there's one truth.
Yeah.
So, because not everybody's always gonna tell the truth. Sometimes somebody just they'll lie in your face.
Right.
Now, I'm not calling either one of these men a liar. They could both be remembering things differently. This was years ago, and there's a lot of feelings involved. A lot of times people are told, things, and they don't go check with the person. They just kind of take that as the truth. Or sometimes people just have an idea of what they think somebody meant by something did, and never like address that with them. And then over time, they stop thinking that maybe that's what they meant, and it becomes that's what it was. So you never know.
Nelly hasn't talked about these things. Like, people like, where is he? Yeah, he don't even be here. Stuff like that's going on. So this was the first time he really got to say his piece on a lot of these issues.
Right. Do you think this is a bad look for St. Louis, man?
It kind of looks bad, but again, this is the truth. Truth hurts sometimes, I think, man, because I think we're getting to it. Whatever happened in the past, why they're not so cool, why they can't just be on a reunion Millennium Tour with Bow Wow and them niggas. It's this kind of stuff right here.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
Tekashi 6ix9ine and Meek Mill over this past weekend got into a little altercation. I guess it started when Meek Mill supposedly had spat on Tekashi in the club. Tekashi waited outside the club for Meek Mill to leave, and then when he did, he bum rushed her with, recording him, and Meek's side was recording him. So you got both sides of it. You got Tekashi recording, and you got to see what he saw, you got to see what Meek saw. I guess they was in Houston, right?
I thought it was Florida, but I might be wrong.
It might be Florida, because I know people going to Houston and Florida. But yeah, though, what you think about that? You just give me your first take on it.
Well, off the top, it just felt like troll people. Yeah. They wanted to make a scene, and how can I do this? Man, I can spit on this guy and see what happens from there. We all got security. We're in a neutral spot. This isn't my city. Right. This isn't his city. What could possibly go down, right?
Right. Yeah, man, and then, but the only thing about that is, Meek didn't record him spitting on him. He only pulled the camera out once.
That's all alleged. That's all alleged.
Right, this is Meek, and Meek is claiming it, so we're not putting nothing on his name. He said that he spit on him, which is a crime, so you probably should not be admitting that you spit on the snitch.
He's pretty disrespectful.
I'm just saying, like,
that's some shit right there.
He don't got no problem going to court against you. I'm just saying, spitting on people, you go to jail for that. But yeah, though, I thought it was goofy, but we know that that's the type of stuff that 6ix9ine does.
Yeah.
And really, with Meek wasn't really doing anything extra. He just was kind of watching. Like, he was like, I'm involved in this now, so now it's happening. The only thing is, if he did spit on him, then you were kind of, asking for this. And I think that you're a bigger artist, and then you shouldn't be tripping off stuff like that if you Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I guess the Catch Me Outside goes wrong or something like that,
Yeah. I don't even like spitting on people, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even like that he did that. Sometimes I like Meek, but sometimes, man, he do some questionable things. Like, what the hell is you spitting on this dude for? I ain't like when Tupac was spitting at the camera people. I just don't like spit. Don't spit on nobody. Unless they ask you to. That's something else. Alright, man. But what's your take on that? Do you think it was wrong for him to spit on him? I mean, he just spit on him because he's a snitch. He didn't do nothing to him in that moment.
It seems low, man, bro. I feel like you gotta be bigger. Spit is just seems like a little nigga move to me, man.
I'm not. Yeah.
What are you doing, bro? Why? If you really got some shit with him, approach it like such.
And then if you gonna spit on a dude, well then it's time to put them hands up. Then if you're gonna take it to that level, then
you should be ready to go after that.
If
that's what your first move is,
right?
You should be ready for what comes next.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
Do you think that Yung Bleu was right with this Tory Lanez thing, or do you think that, man, that's what you do in hip hop? You take a song, you remix it.
Well, this is about owning your masters and owning your content and stuff. So I think that's a learning time. Like, you post this, I'm gonna get it up out of there if my name's not attached to it. And he did that. So shout out Yung Bleu for playing the game right. And I feel like he got more exposure out of it. It's like it was a win-win after it because he tagged him. And now I'm listening to his song, like, oh, it was cool. Shout out him, he's from Alabama. So shout out to Alabama.
Shout out to Alabama. But the thing is, like I said, like E, you know, that's hip hop coming from taking old James Brown records and scratching them up, and that's what you do. So like that's the history of hip hop. That's what it is. That's the norm. So I don't think that Tory Lanez was trying to be no type of foul person. I mean, you know, Lil Wayne had a career renaissance from taking people's beats and rapping over them. You know, that's a thing. So I just feel like, you know, if you wanted to work with him, or if it was like an issue like that, it was definitely a different way to handle it. And again, he just remixing a song and putting it out. If he was making money off of it, then you automatically finna get a check off it. So why you tripping? I wouldn't trip. I would have just been like, hey bro, add me on it.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. I mean, I guess he just had
some aggression.
Sometimes you gotta flex the power. You put that up, I'm taking that down because I can. You know.
Yeah. Well, they made up though, man. Yeah. So I guess everything is cool now, but I don't know. I wonder if that's gonna be something that, as you know, we get to that next stage of artists, the new artists come in. Mm-hmm. If that's gonna be something that's lost of just, you know, taking somebody's song and remixing it, or you know, sampling it. That's gonna be something that's kind of like, hey man, you didn't do it. It's like, oh shoot, that's what we always did, but you know.
It's art at the end of the day. Like you're expanding it, you know. Let me put my spin on it, you know.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
Celebrations. Bobby Shmurda is out. Ooh. So that's a big thing that happened in hip hop yesterday. Bobby Shmurda was released from prison, and
he's 2014. Yeah.
Is that when he got locked up?
Oh, that's when the songs came out. That's when they came to prominence. So yeah, this is a different time. Wonder how the pandemic hit and the world changed and then come out to that, you know what I mean?
I know, right? This is a crazy time to come out of prison, man. What do you think's gonna happen from him? You think music? You think something else? Or like, if you do you want music?
I'm not really looking for it, but I feel like he probably has. I feel like he's such a heavy influencer that he'll have people anticipating it.
Yeah, well, Quavo went to go pick him up, so you know he still got ties in the music industry. I know before 6ix9ine got caught for snitching, he had recorded a verse for one of 6ix9ine songs. So we'll see what happens there. I'm you know happy for him, man. Do you think that if he does go back to music, do you think that he'll be as successful, or do you think that time may have passed him by? His moment may have passed by.
Well, typically I feel like you have this kind of time. You're in there working on some stuff. Typically. Can't just do it. I mean, I feel like they had ways to work around it where maybe you could get a little bit done in there over the phone things and little snippets here and there, but really being able to go back to actual studios and stuff, I think he'll have something ready, you know.
But do you think the audience will be there for it?
I think so. They'll be looking for it. It's been New York scene. It always goes back to New York one way or another, so this is just that piece. He has a piece of the New York cap, New York pie, whatever. He'll be able to like just come with that. And then some of the songs just went platinum and gold, I guess, off his label. So I feel like he'll have to go through the label first off, if we'll have a label struggle.
Maybe that seems to be a thing that's happening now, as far as whether you're music or you're TV shows. Dave Chappelle, he had the problem with Comedy Central, So it seems to be a thing going on with creatives right now. We'll see if there's a struggle. Famously or infamously, maybe depending on how you look at it. He was on dancing on the tables for the execs. A lot of people kind of looked that a little way.
Cringy video at the time.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me.
New cult. That's it. Foundational Black Americans. So what is a foundational Black American?
And I'm coming straight from the site, alright? Straight from
yeah, too, man. Give me that definition.
Foundational Black American is any person classified as black who can trace their bloodline lineage back to the American system of slavery. This is straight from the thing, so just gotta say that. FBA. Foundation.
So you had to have been an American slave?
See, I'm not sure how these lines get drawn, and that's part of this whole bit with Mr. Tariq Nasheed. So
okay, so Tariq, I know that's his thing, Foundational Blacks. Who is Tariq Nasheed?
Tariq is a documentary filmmaker guy, Hollywood musician slash a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Activist, influencer. Let's just say that. Right?
Okay. Okay, so he promotes this foundational black. As far as like being foundational black, and that's only, according to his words and what you read, only if you are from America. If your blackness comes from America, as far as slavery, right? Or I guess he also claims that people were here before slavery.
Yeah, and so inside of this is somehow, I'm not sure where the date is. See, you have to go, definitely link up to the site and go check some of this out. But as far as Tariq, I know him for the hidden colors and stuff, and that's even how I got on board.
Right.
Because he's known for me bringing together conscious minds who kind of think on these black topics, and yeah, just the film series, his documentary series, really helped me see a lot of facts, and it pinned together people I would watch on YouTube. So that's another important thing. Having minds that would just be he's deep, straight play. You know what I'm saying? These guys are talking on, you know, heavy topics, and having all that in one collective spot, and having that's like a good like conversation starter to a lot of things.
Okay, no, I get that, you know, and I've heard him talk. He talks about a lot of good stuff. You know, he brings up a lot of good points, and he does argue for, you know, the respect and for the respect of black people, security of black people. He does argue a lot of the right things. But I've also heard him, you know, whenever there's criticism of a black person that's negative, he tries to use their location and say, well, they're not a foundation of black, they're Caribbean, they're from you know, from Latin America, from Europe, and he kind of uses that, either Africans, and he kind of uses that as a way to divide and say, well, they're the reason why they do those bad things because they're this type of black, and that's less than what we are. We are the supreme blacks, right? We are the top of the line black people. Do you think that supports division?
I think that's just American pride programming, whatever that is. It's like American division.
Okay. Let me see. Now when you say that's American pride,
I don't know.
Is he not critical of Americans?
Yeah.
Is he not critical of the way that America has treated blacks?
Yeah, this is like one of the things, and I see it like this. Wherever you're from, let's just say in like terms of hip hop, from New York, of course I'm gonna be like, we got the best rappers, whatever. I'm from there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you on that, and that's true, but I think that when that becomes a different thing is when it's no longer like just for as like bragging rights, but when you're trying to demonize somebody and say that they're bad, not I'm better than them at this, but they are bad because they're not a foundational black. They are Caribbean, and that's why they're bad. They're Latin America.
The conversation kind of comes into this half and half thing, and what if my mom is one part and then my father is another part, and it becomes this split alliance thing for a lot of people who are really in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the divisive is come at. Like, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you are half, you know, Haitian or something, and you want to claim that other part or something. Like, I don't know how these lines get drawn right there, and I feel like a lot of people are in that right there, that space.
I just think that what we need to do, regardless of if you say you half of this, half of that shouldn't even be a factor. I think what we need to make sure we don't do is become the same, is start adopting the policies of the same enemy that we claim to be against, which is categorizing people and sticking them to what we classify them as. So you're this type of black, so no matter what, you're not on this level, instead of making it an individual thing, which I think should be more of what we need to do. And if we're fighting for our equality and our rights, and then we start having infighting about, well, we're fighting for our rights, but we're actually the more important black people to you, it's only going to hurt us when we're already at a disadvantage as far as numbers wise, minority wise. And then on top of that, we want to attack each other and say you're not black enough as well. Is essentially what I think that foundational black thing is saying, is you're not black enough.
Well, I know one of the things is some of the key words that things get benefits for is benefits for immigrants, benefits for like minorities, for like a specific thing. And that's also where some of the division kind of comes in at.
How so?
You claim like just being able to get that, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, as far as like you said, so you said it's benefits for immigrants. You said that's where the division comes from. What do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Are they in support of benefits for immigrants, or are they not support of benefits for immigrants?
Well, it's also what are we in fight for? Like, I would say it's just so hard to get on with this completely, and this is kind of where I'm kind of in the conundrum too. Like,
I mean, well, you fight for your self-respect. You fight for your, because Tariq's whole thing is he wants to stay in America, and I agree with him. I don't think that we should have to leave. I agree with him a lot. A lot of what he said, I do agree. We shouldn't have to leave. We did build this country. We should be able to reap the benefits of the country that we had a huge part of building. We gave free labor for hundreds of years. So now we gotta make the government work for us. I agree with that. But I think where I start to lose him is when he starts to try to say, well, the only reason there are bad black people is because they're from other places. And I get where his logic is with that a little bit more after that video you sent me, where he's talking about, well, he's saying that because they didn't have to go through our struggles, but they did have to go through struggles. Every black person that was taken from Africa had to go through struggles, whether it's Europe, Latin America, Caribbeans, they all had to go through struggles, all go through struggles just like we do. And so when you try to downplay what they had to go through, and when you try to make it a race thing, a race thing, or a region thing, I should say, depending on what region that their ancestors happen to be dropped off in, when you try to make that defining thing, or the defining, way that you determine who's black enough or not, you're only causing, division among your people when we need to be trying to unify if we're really trying to get our message of, equality across. We can't be we can't be telling other people we need equality when we're not being equal with each other.
and he's kind of holding controversial hot topics recently. He's like, one of the things he said is unity overrated, some of this that he discussed, and I was like, and one of the things is also dual allegiances, like, how do you pledge to be like American? Because I feel like he's going for a specific group, a specific ethnic group that can be traced back to, I guess, the American.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of us don't even know that. So maybe a first step to a lot of this would be figuring out our lineages more. I feel like that should be government sponsored. If there's an ancestry.com or something, like that should be some stuff we could be able to pay and find out, so we can, the answers have these more be drawn out to where it should go. Like,
okay. All right. Well, I guess before we go, I hear what you said, man. Before we go though, we going a little long here. Do you? One last real question. One last question, real fast. Do you think that Tariq, he has dictator tendencies? The way he talks, the way he communicates with people, and his beliefs.
well, I think he's the face of just a very controversial and uprising type deal, because I feel like there is an attack on these niggas, people finding out who they are and be able to get the power back and make it influence. Like, there's some that wants that, and there's some that would not want that. And he's just the face right now, man. They're gonna find what the good, the bad, and the ugly, and people love him, people hate him. I think that just comes with it. Easy to hate, hard to understand.
I feel you, man. Okay, so I guess I'll say my piece about it. I do think that he exhibits dictator behaviors. As far as I know, I remember one time you saying like, you were like, I don't. If it was fake, I wouldn't imagine him going as hard. As far as like his opinions and fighting. And I remember saying to you, that's what dictators do. Nobody wants to follow somebody who isn't passionate about what they believe in. Like, that's what dictators do. They go hard and they say a lot of what you think, because they're not trying to turn you away, they're trying to bring you in. They need followers in order to be the dictator. And I think that whenever you have somebody who preaches division and classification, especially classification within your own race, and he has his colors and he waves his flag, and I think when you do that, when you have somebody like that, it's always a danger of them becoming dangerous if they get more power. And it's okay to like support somebody, but you have to keep the people that you support in check and be willing to say, hey man, you're out of pocket right now. So I'm gonna just leave it at that with Tariq.
I'll just say, just use discernment, and everybody has a right to change their opinion, change their minds about things, and that happens, you know.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Well, E, you got anything else to say before we wrap it up for today?
That's it, man. This is heavy topics, believe it or not. I'm glad to talk about this, man. Love my people, black people, Negroes, niggas. Anybody falls in that umbrella, man.
You gotta listen to niggas.
You gotta listen.
Yeah. Talk whack to me.
Dang, I think the spell check messed up. What's his daughter name, the rapper?
Coyle Ray.
Coyle Ray, okay, yeah. Now, they have beef. So I guess it's all stemmed originally from the podcast with Angela Yee, where they were talking. Is that how it started?
Well, to my understanding, she kind of put him on blast in her song that went viral. It's like, my dad, would hate him, but nobody let him. Something like that, It wouldn't make me no better if I hate on him and stuff like that.
Right. So
but then the song's blowing up, so it's like it's kind of hard to have to hear that every time. Maybe as Benzino, and this is just right there. I
know the nigga already don't got no neck. Now he being disrespected. But so then that happened, I guess, and then she also talked about him on the interview, and then I guess he said his 2 P's, responding to that. She got mad, went off, and now it's like a back and forth where they going off on each other, man. She claims he was not a good father. She didn't say that she grew up broke, but she did say that they lost everything, and that she says that he claims that he said he wished that she was a boy.
Wow.
What you think about that, E?
He's pretty tomboyish, so I kind of can get that.
You think that's why she dresses how she dressed?
Yeah, a little bit.
Subconsciously, she's trying to make him happy.
Wow. It's a different one. Definitely something in there, though.
Yeah, though, but as far as like that goes, I don't know, man. We always talk about stuff as personal. This really feels personal, and I really wish they didn't have to take it to this level. But who knows? Obviously, they have a rocky relationship, and so maybe he felt like he couldn't come to her like this.
And this is just the spotlight too, man. This is kind of just what that's doing. And she has the light on her right now. Like maybe you was doing the love and hip hop thing. You got your past stuff. Now me as the daughter of stuff, it's my time. It feel like, but you put him on blast though, like every time that song's playing, I'm sure he feels a way. You gotta hear this blowing up on the billboard with my dad, you know what I'm saying? I like him.
Now what you just said, it's her time now. Do you think that he's jealous?
I'm not sure it's jealousy, but I feel like he feels he has to say something. Am I really this bad of a person? Like, dang, because I didn't even know that was her dad and stuff. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who feel that way. Like, dang, Coy, what's up with your dad? I'm sure she's getting hit with that. Like, damn, he must be bad or something. Like, now that stuff's going back to him now. That kind of energy, all those stuff. Now you gotta say something. Like,
talk whack to me.
I hope that they can make something happen. I hope that Bow Wow not just trolling, talking about he want to be a pro wrestler. Because they got me running it, man. What you think their team name gonna be?
I got it, bro. Marco Polo.
Oh,
come on. Yeah. Troll him with your hits, man. Troll him with the hits.
And they can come out, Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
That's
come
it,
on,
man. We got it, man.
Get him.
We need a cut of that, man. We came up with it. He came up with it.
Here, first. Talk whack to me.
Talk whack to me.
It's the WACCast podcast.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
It's the WACCast podcast.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.